Good morning and welcome to the Rehab Christian Center Sunday morning virtual experience. I'm Dr. Zeb and it's good to see you virtually this morning. And do forgive me if my background looks dark. I don't know what's going on with my light over in my dining room. My other lights are working, but that light is actually really significant. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, it's good to see you virtually this morning and certainly hope that everything is going well with you, that you've had an amazing week and that things are well. Do me a favor, if you're tuned in, I want you to start sharing this video regardless of the network that you're on. Start sharing this video and tagging as many people as you can to tune in. We are continuing with part 2 of Out with the Old, In with the New. This was not intended to be a series, but last week was such an amazing conversation and an amazing message. And so we're going to continue with that today and try to get through this today because I really need to shift gears. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of this today now that I'm looking at this, but I'm going to try my best. Anyway, it's good to see you virtually. And thank you so much for tuning in and sharing with us and being with us on this very cold Sunday morning. If you're in the south, southeast, northeast, it's freezing. But it's good to see you virtually and certainly, again, hope all is well. So again, start tagging, sharing this video. We're going to walk through the networks really quickly and then we're going to go so that we can get right into this morning's message. Facebook, good morning to you. It's good to see you virtually. Those of you that are tuned in via Facebook, thank you for tuning in. If you're on Facebook, make sure you say good good morning in the chat area. Let us know that you're there. Say good morning in the chat area if you're on Facebook, and then hit that @ symbol and start tagging people. I want you to like this video on Facebook. If you really enjoy our broadcast, I want you to hold it down, turn it to a love. Hit that share button, hit the @ symbol, tag 5 people, tell them to tune in. I know that was a lot of instructions. All right. But again, I want you to like this video. If you really enjoy this broadcast, hold it down, turn it to a love. Hit the share button, hit the @ symbol, tag 5 people, tell them to tune in because this will be another awesome message, part 2 from last week. And what a wonderful experience we had last week. We had so many viewers on Instagram last week and just excited about part 2 of this message. So Facebook, good morning to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Instagram, good morning to you. It's good to see you virtually. Thank you so much for joining in and sharing with us today. If you're on Instagram, fill it up with hearts. Let me know you're there. Also, make sure you say good morning in the chat area. And then go ahead and hit that @ symbol, tag 5 people, tell them to tune in right now. We're going to get right into the word. I've got another obligation I've got to go to this morning. And so it's going to be a packed day for me. But I'm ready to get into this message and so grateful to have you with us on today. So thank you again so much for tuning in. Again, hit that @ symbol, tag 5 people if you're on Instagram. Make sure you say good morning in the chat area and then tag 5 people. Tell them to tune in and join in with us. We've got part 2 of Out with the Old, In with the New. And this is going to be powerful and I can't wait to share it with you. YouTube, good morning to you. Those of you that are tuned in via YouTube, thank you so much for tuning in. If you're tuned in via YouTube, do me a favor. I want you to like this video. If you have not subscribed to our channel on YouTube, you can subscribe and find us there at TheREHABCC. Go to YouTube, type in the search bar, TheREHABCC, and you can find us right there. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Like this video. It's important that you like it. Every time you like it, it creates more of an opportunity for someone else to see it. And then after you like the video on YouTube, I want you to hit that share button and share this with 5 people on their networks, whatever network or whatever way you can share it. Share it with 5 people on YouTube and tell them to tune in for part 2 of Out with the Old, In with the New. It's going to be an amazing time. And again, if you were tuned in last week, you certainly received a great treat. We had a great time last Sunday, great powerful word. A great, powerful message. And I believe today is going to be that much better. And so I'm excited to be here with you today. I've got 9:15. And so I'm ready to jump into the declaration. As I'm doing the declaration, I want you to repeat with me and walk with me as I walk through the declaration, but also feel free to start, keep tagging people, wake them up, get them out the bed. I know this is cold season, so it's easy for folks to lay in bed. It was really cold last night. But I want you to wake somebody up, tell them to get up and tell them to join on this message. This is going to be an amazing time. And I am, again, so grateful to be here with you and so grateful that you've tuned in. Let me get my screen together. Let's get the declaration up. Again, I want you to start tagging people, keep tagging people as we walk through the declaration. If this is your first time tuning in with us, We go through our declaration every Sunday morning. Many people ask, what does REHAB mean? REHAB is an acronym that stands for the 5 pillars by which we operate our ministry, not just through word, but through deed. And so we walk through the declaration every Sunday. Why? Because we believe that there is power connected to the things you say, and not just the things you say, but how you say the things you say. The energy behind the words matter almost as much, if not more, than the words themselves. And so we want you to tune in, not only just for the declaration, but we want you to repeat the declaration with us as we say it. And again, as we're doing this, hit that @ symbol on whatever network you're on. Tag 5 people, tell them to wake up now, so that we can get right into this message. Let's do it. The declaration should be on your screen. Instagram, we're working on you. It should be on the screen. Facebook, YouTube, repeat after me as we go through the declaration. Let's start with restore. Say it with me. Restore. We declare that everything that is broken, lost, hurt, or destroyed that belongs to us and has been designed by God is restored. My faith is restored. My joy is restored. My mind is restored. Even my lost time is restored. I am no longer broken. The fact that I'm alive means I have another chance. My faith has restored me, and right now, his love is making me whole. Evangelize. Say it with me. We declare that God helped us so we can help somebody else. He loved me when I was unlovable. He changed me when I was a mess. His love lifted me when I was down. I'm not perfect, but I'm free. And anything that came for me can't keep me. Because I'm free, my circle is next. My family is saved. My friends are blessed. My plans are successful. My goals are ahead of schedule. And anything connected to me is blessed, just like me. Hope. Say it with me. We declare that everything that is missing is not lost. In Jesus, I have hope. And this hope makes me confident. It does not matter what happens to me or around me. I'm going to win. My relationships are winning. My goals are winning. My family is winning. My neighbor is winning. This city will win, and my row has the victory. My past is defeated, and my future is brighter today than it was yesterday. Alternatives. Say it with me. We declare that God made us different. I'm a royal child, the light of the world, and the hope of my city. I respect the past, but I don't look like what I've been through. I love the church, and my life is balanced. I love coming to church, but I like flights, boats, and vacations. My whole life is blessed. I am the head and not the tail. I am above and not beneath. I am a lender, not a borrower. And every place I go belongs to me. Breakthrough. Say it with me. We declare that God has a breakthrough with our name on it. I have some challenges, but I am not defeated. No weapon formed against me can prosper. And I know that all things are working for my good. Things are not breaking down. They are about to break through. There is a breakthrough in my career. There is a breakthrough in my home. There is a breakthrough in my health. There is a breakthrough in my finances. I am here on purpose, for a purpose, and everything that went wrong is getting ready to turn around. Did you make that declaration with us this morning? If you did, do me a favor. I want you to type in the comments right now, it's going to get better quickly. I want you to type it in the comments right now. It's going to get better. I'm here to declare to you, we are at the end of January. Can you believe it? January is already gone. I'm telling y'all, this year is going to fly by too, really fast. We're already at the end of January. And I want to declare to you, I don't care if your year has gotten off to a slow start. I don't care if parts of your year have gotten off to a ghetto start. Lord knows professionally mine has. But I want to encourage you today that it's going to get better. It's going to get better. Things in your life are going to turn around. Things in your life are going to improve for the better. Things in your life are going to advance for the better. And you simply have to believe that today. It's going to get better. That has to be your declaration, not just for this month, not just for today, but it literally has to be your declaration for the remainder of the year. So that when things get rough, when things get tough, sometimes you got to remind yourself, this ain't the end. It's going to get better. Things in my life are going to turn around. Things are going to get better. Things in my life are going to work out for me. Things in my life are always working out for me. These are things that I tell myself consistently throughout the day when things get rough, so that you can be reminded that things in your life are still working according to plan. It's going to get better, has to be your declaration this year. And I'm so excited for that. And I'm just grateful, again, that you've tuned in. Now, let's get right into this. I want to jump right into the word on today. Again, we are dealing with part 2 of Out with the Old, In with the New. I want you to type it in the comments now so that everybody can see what we are dealing with today. Out with the old, in with the new is our topic today. And this is part 2. Again, I did not intend this to be the case. But last week, we just really had a wonderful time in the message, and things got a little out of hand. And so here we are. And you all asked for 2, so you got it. I'm going to try my best, though, today. I'm going to try my best today to get through all of this. So there is no part 3, though I love series. I love series because series allow me to take my time and really walk through what we're dealing with. All right. So Out with the Old, In with the New, part 2. We're in Isaiah chapter 43. Isaiah chapter 43. And we're going to backtrack today. Last week we were Isaiah 43, verse 16 through 19. And I gave you several things, 3 clear signs God is preparing you for something new. If you did not watch last week, you can go to any of our networks and you can watch the replay. YouTube is the easiest way. They're all archived there. But we're going to start today, Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1 through 7. All right. We're going to start there because we dealt with a little bit of 16 through 19, but I'm going to backtrack because I'm really going to try to connect what we discussed last week with today, and really give you more meat and context on why it is critically important that you prepare yourself for the new things that God is doing in your life, right? It's one thing to believe that God is going to do new things in your life. It's another thing to be prepared for those things. And we talked about this last week. So many people are expecting God to do great things for them, but they're not prepared to receive those things. They're not positioned to receive those things. I said it last week. I'll say it again. In many cases, you are not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. And I don't want you to forget that. A lot of these prayers that we are begging, like Felicia, to God to answer, to move for us, to shift for us, we are wasting a lot of energy. Yeah, I said that when you are begging God to do things for you, you are wasting energy. Why? Because number one, you ain't got no business begging. That's number one. The Bible never told you to beg for anything. The Bible says ask. We walked through this last week. It was such a powerful time. The Bible tells us to ask and it shall be given, not beg like Felicia and you're going to get it. And so many of you are just wasting a lot of energy, right? All of this stuff you call in prayer really ain't prayer. You just begging, and you begging every week, and you begging every week, and you begging every day. God, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this. And you ain't got to do that. You ask one time, ask sincerely, and believe after you ask that he has heard your prayer. That's all you have to do. Ask and believe that he has heard you. When you ask and believe that he has heard you, you ain't got to keep asking, right? I get on my kids about this all the time. They will literally sometimes ask me for the same thing 10, 15 times within 3 minutes. Look, I heard you the first time. I don't need you to ask me 15 times if you can have a Swiss cake roll. I don't need that. I don't need that in my life. And I'm going to be honest with you. And, our ways are not like God's ways. His ways aren't like our ways. All right. So I'm clear on that. But come on, if your kid asks you 15 times in 3 minutes to give you a Swiss cake roll, by about that third or fourth time, you're a little agitated. You're a little irritated. Why? Because you heard it the first time. So think about it. When you've asked God 15 times to do something, and you keep asking, after about that third, fourth time, it sounds like you're begging. Because you don't have to ask 15 times for nothing. You don't have to ask God 15 times for nothing when it comes to your life and the things that you want him to do in your life, for your life. All you got to do is ask one time, and ask and believe one time. And see, here's where we mess up. And this ain't even in the notes, but this is a good background stuff too. You can go ahead and record this. Probably is your first note. You'll be the smartest person at the water cooler tomorrow. Listen, here's where we mess up. You know why people ask for God for things multiple times? The reason they ask God for multiple times for things is because they don't believe the first time they ask. Here's a sign that your faith is right. Record this. A sign that your faith is right is when you only have to ask once. A sign that your faith is right is when you only have to ask once. You know why my kids ask me 15 times within 3 minutes for a Swiss cake roll? You know why? Because they don't believe that I'm going to really do it. They don't believe that I heard them the first time. They don't believe that when they asked the first time that I'm going to let them have the Swiss cake roll. Why? So what do? In turn, they keep asking. They keep asking, hoping that the more they ask, the more they can convince me. But what they don't realize is the more they ask me, the more they annoy me. Could it be? Yeah, this is a whole word right here. Could it be that instead of us moving God to bless us, we are annoying him by asking him? I want to say it again. Could it be that all this begging you doing to God, instead of you moving him to bless you, moving him to answer your prayer, moving him to do things for you, could it be that all this asking you doing is really just annoying him? If you get annoyed for being asked for a Swiss cake roll for 15 times in 3 minutes, or if a coworker asks you to do something 5 times within 2 minutes, if that annoys you, imagine how God feels when we ask him 1,000,000 times for the same thing. And I'm telling you, a sign that your faith is right is when all you got to ask is once. I asked God for stuff one time. When I go back to him about that thing, it'd be like, thank you for already working this out for me. Thank you for already making it happen for me. Thank you for already bringing it to pass for me. I'm not asking him again. I'm thanking him in advance that he's already answered it. And see, that's the difference. If you want to revisit the prayer, the second time around ain't an ask. The second time around is a thank you. I'm trying to give y'all a prescription of prayer, and this ain't even in the notes, but it connects. Again, the prescription for prayer is not to keep begging God like Felicia. The prescription for prayer is you ask one time. The second time, if you're going to mention it or bring it up, thank him like it's already done. Walk like it's already done. What did we say all of 2021? It's already done. Remember we said that, 54 times last year? It's already done. It's already done. Listen, you got to do the same thing. Ask God one time. Come across your mind again, and you're going to pray again the next morning, and you're going to bring it up. Don't ask him again. Thank him like it's already done. Thank him like he's already moved on it. And when you do, your mind gets in the mindset, your spirit gets in the mindset where you really start walking in real faith to believe that he's already done it. And so we have to do that, because when we do that, then we don't operate in fear. We don't operate in doubt. We operate, oh Lord, I forgot to start my time. We operate in pure faith to know that God has already made some things work out for us. All right. So this is critically important. To that end, let's connect it with the text. Because remember, we were talking about the children of Israel last week and how they continue to go through these cycles, and how cycles were born in their lives because of the lack of faith, because they were settling and they were coping in the spaces that they were. But there's even some deeper context that we want to apply here, and it's found in Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1-7. Now, I'm not going to read all of that, but I'm going to highlight or summarize these verses so that I can get to the points today and not belabor the point. So if we look at Isaiah 43, verse 1, New Living Translation, something amazing happens, because he in essence says in these verses that because we belong to him, he calls us by name. All right. He reminded the children of Israel that because they belong to him, he calls them by name. So when he needed them, when he needed something from them, when he was going to do something for them, when he was going to pull them out of something, he was very specific with Israel. Right. He called them by name. Right. This is what I want you to record. When you're going through things, record this. When you're going through things, do not be afraid, because God protects you before he brings you out. All right. And this is for all of you that are dealing with things in your life, that are trapped in situations in your life, that are going through difficult times in your life. You're in rough spots in your life. I need you to remember this. Don't be afraid, because God protects you before he brings you out. All right. Don't be afraid, because God protects you before he brings you out. He doesn't just bring you out. What he does is that when you're in the storm, when you're in the fire, when you're in situations that you're in, he protects you while you're in those situations before he brings you out. Right? He don't want to bring you out broken. He don't want to bring you out shattered. He want to bring you out destroyed. And I get it. You can sometimes be in situations that are so rough that you don't feel like you're going to come out of it in one piece. I understand that. I've been there, but understand that where we mess up is we get afraid when we're going through situations and thinking that if we come out, not when, if we come out, that we're not going to come out the same. We're not going to come out better. We're not going to come out whole. We're not going to come out healed. We're not going to come back restored. We're not going to come back delivered. We're not going to come back all of these things. And it doesn't work that way. If God is on your side, and he is, if God knows who you are, and he does, if God knows your name, and he does, he protects you while you're in it as he's bringing you out of it. Right? And somebody needs to hear this today. God ain't going to just bring you out of what you're dealing with. I don't believe he ain't going to just bring you out of it. When he brings you out of it, he's going to bring you out better when you come out of it, right? You don't go through situations to come out of the situations completely destroyed and you're never the same person. And see, this happens to a lot of people. A lot of people go through situations in their life. They go through storms in their life. And when they come out of those situations, they're far worse than what they were when they first went in. God doesn't work that way. Because we're his, when he brings us through something, you ought to come out stronger. You ought to come out better. You ought to come out wiser. You ought to come out more whatever than you ever were before, right? And so this is how you know, right? People ask, Dr. Zeb, how do I know God is with me in what I'm going through? Here's the easy litmus test. When you come out of it, if you better, when you came out, he was with you. All right? I don't ever want y'all to forget that. If you go through something, and when you come out of it, you are better when you come out of it than you were before you first went in, then it's a good chance he was with you. In fact, take good chance out of it. It's a fact that he was with you. All right. And so we've got to remember that and keep this in the proper context. Now, again, because we belong to him, he calls us by name. This is critical. He's specific with us because his plans for us are intentional. I want you to record that. God is specific with us because his plans for us are intentional, right? He's specific to us because his plans for us are intentional, right? God doesn't deal in vagueness with us, right? God doesn't deal in a lack of clarity with us. He's very specific with us because his plans for us are intentional, right? Jeremiah says it best. I know the thoughts that I think towards you, says God. Thoughts of good, not of evil, to bring you to an expected end. Listen, he ain't playing. He not speaking in vague terms concerning our lives. When God is dealing with our lives, he is specific with us because his plans for us are intentional, right? Because of this is what you got to know. When you have been dealing in unclear seasons of your life, if you've ever been in an unclear season of your life, meaning you've been in a season of your life where a whole lot of stuff wasn't making sense, right? Unclear seasons are those seasons you go through where stuff just ain't adding up, right? You know, your career ain't adding up with, you know, the goals that you had set for your career. Your money ain't adding up with, you know, the responsible spending that you've been trying to do. Your prayers for your family ain't adding up because your family acting crazy, right? When things aren't adding up in your life and you're going through unclear seasons of your life, you understand that because we are connected to God and because he knows us by name, he can take the unclear situations in our lives and make them plain to us. I want to give you breaking news today. God is about to bring some of you to the greatest season of clarity in your life. I want to say it again. And I don't know who this is for, but I want to share this with you. God is about to bring some of you to the absolute greatest season of clarity in your life. And this is a powerful thing. God's going to bring you to the greatest season of clarity in your life. And I love this because there is nothing like feeling like you are in a place in your life where things are dark, they're gloomy, they're cloudy, they're unclear, it ain't making sense. And then out of the blue, God starts to clear up the rain. Out of the blue, God starts to make stuff make sense. Out of the blue, God starts to explain why the people on your job are acting so ignorant. Out of the blue, he begins to explain why the relationships that fell apart did and how things can be better. Out of the blue, he begins to make things clear in your life. The greatest prayer you can have in your life, listen, besides God save me, besides God save me, the greatest prayer you can have in your life is God send me clarity. God send me clarity. Make some stuff make sense and make the breakup make sense. Make the job loss make sense. Make the health challenges make sense. The greatest prayer you can have of God is send me clarity, because when he does that, I'm telling you, your life begins to go on a path where things start making sense. And I like that, Bunch, because Bunch, if you don't mind me, I know she doesn't mind me saying her name. I like that because Bunch is saying, listen, I've been waiting on this. It's a patience game. I ain't kidding you. It's a patience game. And oftentimes, I really believe, I truly believe God has a sense of humor. All right. I truly believe God has a sense of humor, because the times where you really are begging for clarity, you don't hear nothing, right? You don't get nothing. You don't see nothing. Ain't nothing making sense. And you've been begging God, God, give me clarity. Please give me clarity. You're going to ask him, give me clarity. God, I just need to understand this. Give me some clarity. And ain't not making sense. And then out of the blue, when you ain't thinking about it, when you ain't paying attention to it, when you haven't even asked God about it anymore, you have gotten to a place where you have become resolved in where you are. Out of the blue, he starts to send you answers and stuff. You start running into situations. You start running into spaces where you start to get answers concerning your life, and it be out the blue. Let me tell you the key. Y'all ready? And I like this because somebody said in Instagram, this is powerful. You got to be ready for what you're about to see too, because that's exactly where we're going. Let me make that make sense and connect this, because the easiest way to get clarity, right? And the person on this young lady on Instagram made it very good here. The easiest way to get clarity, right, is through patience. Now, you can get clarity through patience. And here's the key. While you're waiting, don't focus on what you're waiting to get clarity on. Watch. Don't focus on what you're waiting to get clarity on. Just learn how to live where you are. Watch. The easiest way, I want y'all to record this. Livia, of course, is one of your guests. Nick, you have invited literally half of our virtual audience. Livia, thank you so much for that. Listen, the easiest way to get clarity, I want y'all to remember this because you're going to see some changes this week. Watch. The easiest way to get clarity in your life is to be satisfied where you are. I need y'all to record this. The easiest way to get clarity in your life is to be satisfied where you are. The easiest way to get clarity in your life is to be satisfied where you are. That's how you get clarity. See, some of us don't get clarity. And clarity doesn't come in our lives because we're so busy complaining. Man, I can't stand this. Lord, make it make sense. God, come on. Oh, God, why I got this? These people go, oh, my God, it's getting worse. Oh, Lord, I just really don't understand. Lord, I just wish you would show me a sign, right? Don't get me on signs. You know, you start reading the horoscope. You start connecting it to being a Gemini. You're doing all of this stuff, and ain't none of that got nothing to do with nothing. You want to get clarity? Live in the moment you're in. I live this. If you follow me on my personal channels, you know that I'm starting a 28-day self-concept challenge on February the 1st. And as I go through these traits that I'm going to challenge people to apply and work on in their lives, this is a personal journey that I went through, and this is something that I learned. Life gets better for you in the present when you live in it. I'm going to say this again slow. Life gets better in the present. Life gets better in the present when you live in it. Some of y'all are so much in a hurry for God to fix stuff and for God to change stuff and for God to move stuff that you missing it. You missing it. And Sister Ashley nailed it on Instagram too. And not only is that true, While you living in the present, he start giving you your heart's desire. You know why? Because you ain't begging no more. You ain't asking for clarity anymore. What you're doing is you are getting clarity. He's sending clarity to you by you being satisfied where you are. If you want to feel better about where you are, get satisfied where you are. If you want to feel better about where your life is right now, get satisfied where you are. Now, don't misunderstand me. Dr. Zeb, are you telling me that I got to just take where I am and this is where I got to be and that's it? And when you say satisfied, are you saying that that means that I like this and this is where I want to be? No, I'm not saying that. Satisfied in this context does not mean you like where you are. What I'm saying, satisfied in this context simply means content, right? And oftentimes, satisfied, content don't necessarily have to mean the same thing in this, but in this context, it does. I'm talking about contentment, saying, listen, this is where I am. I don't like the job that I'm working. I can't stand it. I had to pray fast, wrap myself in sackcloth and ashes, throw oil all over my office, on the steps, everywhere, just to go to work. Can't stand the job that I'm working. But listen, this is where I am. This is where I am right now. And because this is where I am right now, I got to be okay where I am and get the lessons, understand what God's trying to get me to understand where I am. And as you do that, and as you find peace there, listen, God start making stuff make sense. And watch, he not only does that, he starts giving you what you need in the present so you can get prepared for the future. Watch, when you get satisfied where you are, God starts to equip you with the tools in the present that you need, that you're going to need for this next chapter in your life. I was doing something this week, and I don't mind saying this out loud. I was working on something this week that was really annoying me because it's not what I signed up for when I took this job. I ain't signed up for it, okay? I did not sign up for this, and I made it clear that I didn't sign up for this, and I didn't care who didn't like it. I made it clear. But I was doing it, and then I thought about, wait a minute. What I'm working on right now that I didn't sign up for, there's an element of this that can directly connects to what I see myself doing next and into the future. And then that's when it hit me. God hit me like, listen, I got you doing this, and I know you don't want to do it, right? You didn't sign up for this, but isn't this right here, this part of it, connected exactly to what you want to do? And the answer is yes. And then at that moment, I had to suck it up. Hold on, stop complaining. This is really not where you want to be, but it's preparing you for where you're going to be. I need somebody to record this right now so I can get up and run around my house. Some of you are not where you want to be, but it's preparing you for where you want to be. Some of you are not where you want to be. Some of you are not where you want to be, but it's preparing you for where you want to be. Some of you, right, your living situation, your relationships, your finances, your career, your children, some of you are in spots right now. You don't want to be there. But I'm telling you, where you don't want to be is preparing you for where you want to be. You got to live in that moment. You got to embrace that moment that you're in and understand that it's just that. It's a moment. Where you want to be may not be where you want to be, but it's preparing you for where you want to be, right? And so we get there, right? We get clarity. We get direction. We get movement in our lives. How? By learning. I like it, Michelle, you're where I am. By learning the lessons in the present. We learn the lessons of the present, and that in turn brings about clarity in our lives. That in turn brings about conviction concerning our future and where it is God's taking us. I'm telling y'all, some of y'all are living lives right now in spaces. And I know, Ashley, let me sow a seed. I'm telling this is a word you might want to sow into. This the one. If you follow my personal social media, and I know, as many of your pastors in person, virtually, both ways, whatever, I know y'all be looking at pastor like, pastor is really losing it. I'm not losing it. I am just in one of the most honest seasons of my life. And it has really brought so much power to my life, but also people around me. But I'm telling you, if you look at my stories, I talk almost every week about it being a ghetto week, right? This is a ghetto day. This is a ghetto week. Have a non-ghetto day. But this thing really hit me. Like, God is really bringing clarity to me professionally. And I'm talking, when I say ghetto, I'm really referring to my professional life, nothing else, not my personal life, my professional life, especially just ghetto, just dealing with ghetto stuff, ghetto just situations, heck, ghetto people. It's getting on my nerves, right? But this thing really is starting to bring some clarity. Zeb, I got you right here, because I'm literally giving you the answers you asked for concerning where you're living. I'm giving you the answers concerning where you are heading. I know Brother Antonio will be laughing at me. I'm giving you the answers concerning what I'm preparing you for. Stop complaining, right? And so it went from, oh Lord, I got to deal with this ghetto mess today, to making a joke out of it. Y'all have a non-ghetto day. And I put smiley emojis up there and I'm laughing. You see it on my story. Have a non-ghetto day and I've got the laughing emoji. I'm making a t-shirt out of it. I mean it. I've learned how to make a joke out of my present situation. I've learned how to be light about where I am. And some of you got to do that. Listen, I want everybody tuned in, or everybody watching this replay, to write this one word in the comment, because I get it. Your work can get on your nerves. You get to the point where you get up, you don't want to go to work. Your relationships can get on your nerves. You get to the point where you're ready to replace everybody. Your money can get on your nerves to the point where you're ready to just sell the house and go just live somewhere on the side of the street. I get it. You can be in a place where everything's starting to get on your nerves in the present. The key to feeling better about the present, is this one word. And I want everybody to put it in the comments in all capital letters. And you got to tell yourself this week, when things try to get rough, and when everything that I'm saying, you start saying the opposite. I need you to tell yourself one word, and I do it, and it works magic. You ready? Relax. Relax. Some of y'all relax. You worked up about the job. Relax. You worked up about your family. Relax. You worked up about your money. Relax. You worked up about the relationship that either failed or that is failing. Relax. This word works like a charm. You want clarity? Relax. Relax. Get off the edge. Stop being so relax. Relax. Him, whatever my lot, thou's taught me to say, it is well. I.e., whatever my lot, God's taught me to say, relax. That's the remix. Relax. Just relax. And when you start telling yourself, relax, Zeb, it's going to be fine. Relax. Elder Missy, it's going to be fine. Relax. Swan, is going to be fine. When you start doing that, all of a sudden, you get to a place where you start finding peace in the middle of what you're dealing with, and things get better. You can't get worked up and get clarity. Some of y'all ain't got clarity because you're just so worked up. And I didn't mean to go to some of this, but all of this really connects. This is where Israel was, because again, they were at a place where they were just so unclear about where they were, and they didn't even realize that in their moments of lacking clarity, God was preparing them to receive clarity. In your moments of uncertainty in your life, God is preparing you to become real certain. God's preparing you to have things in your life become crystal clear. You got to relax. You got to relax. And part of the reason why so many of us are so impatient, right? And I think I'm going to do, let me make a note here because I don't want to forget this. I think on Tuesday, I'm going to do Tuesday's lesson on impatience. Let's deal with that. I'll deal with this more Tuesday because I don't have time to really dab into this. But many of you're just impatient. Yeah, part of the reason why you can't relax in the present, part of the reason why you can't relax long enough to get clarity is because you're just impatient. You want stuff when you want it, how you want it, and when you ask for it, and it doesn't work that way. Go back to the example I just gave with my kids. I just gave you the example. When my kids asked me for a Swiss cake roll 15 times within 5 minutes, and within 5 minutes they have asked me for a Swiss cake roll, It's not that I ain't gonna give it to them. They just gotta wait. Most of the times they asking for it and they just ate, like your kids, because all my kids do is eat. They just ate, or they ain't had dinner and they're about to eat, and they're not even thinking about the fact that if they just wait, Daddy gonna give me the Swiss cake roll. Watch. But there's gotta be a reason why he ain't giving it to me right now. Can I help y'all? See, my kids 8, 9, they don't even think about stuff like I just ate dinner, or I just ate lunch, or I just had another snack, or maybe I don't need a Swiss cake roll right now because I haven't done my homework. Or they don't think about none of that, right? All they think about is I want a Swiss cake roll, and all I want is a Swiss cake roll, and I like that, Nick. Or they thought I forgot. Let me help y'all. Y'all ready? Some of y'all, it could be that God ain't gave you the Swiss cake roll. It could be that God ain't gave you the Swiss cake roll because you walking around here thinking that he forgot to give you the Swiss cake roll. You walking around here thinking that he didn't hear you when you asked him for the Swiss cake roll. And it ain't that he didn't hear you when you asked him for the Swiss cake roll. It ain't that he forgot when you asked him for the Swiss cake roll. Watch this. It could be that there are some other reasons why you don't need the Swiss cake roll right now. Listen, y'all, listen, because I see in the comments, somebody said it. I think it may have been Michelle. Somebody said in the comments on Instagram, sometimes we act like little kids when it comes to God, and that is spot on. My kids ain't thinking about, I'm about to eat dinner. I just had lunch. I just had dinner. I just did this. So this ain't a good time for the Swiss cake roll. It ain't that he got my daddy don't want me to have it, but it ain't time. Listen, some of y'all are asking God for stuff, but what you ain't thinking about is it could be that God is preparing for you to get it, but there's some other things you got to experience first. I want you to record this in the notes right now so I can get up and run around my house while you type. There are some things God is going to give you, but he has to prepare you with other things first. That's a long sentence. Come on, y'all type this. You're going to be the smartest person at the water cooler tomorrow. There are some things God is preparing to give you, but he has to give you other things first. You want the Swiss cake roll. God's saying, let me give you dinner first. And some of y'all so frustrated because you want the Swiss cake roll right now that God is saying, let me just give you dinner first. First of all, shut up and quit asking me. Quit begging me. Quit Felicia and me. Quit Felicia and me. And understand that there are some things I'm going to give you, but I got to prepare you with other things first. You want the relationship, you've been begging God to give you a relationship. Watch. So he's been preparing you by teaching you how to like you first. You've been begging God for a man. You've been begging God for a woman, and your phone dry. It ain't that you ain't attractive. It ain't that you can't be with nobody. It ain't that you ain't got nothing to give. It ain't none of that. But your phone dry, your DMs dry, all that dry for a reason, because God's saying, listen, I'm going to give you that. But why don't you take this time where your phone ain't ringing and make sure you like you first? That's dinner before the Swiss cake roll. Y'all, excuse me one second. I'm about to pull my dad and just run around this house. Are y'all listening to me? God, send me this new job. All right. God says, bet, I got you. The new job is the Swiss cake roll. But here's what we're going to do. Before I give you the new one, there's some things on this job you're working right now called dinner that I need you to consume. I need you to get a little bit better working with these ignorant folks you got to work with every day. I need to make sure your temper and your attitude is good working with these people right here that you working with every single day. Let me say, keep your shoes on. I need you to work better with these folks you can't stand every day that you're working with. I need you to work better in that space so that when I bring you to your good job, you are prepared to deal with and work with all kinds of people. You want the Swiss cake roll, but you better make sure you prepare for dinner first. Is this making sense? God, this is the big one right here. God, bless my business. God convicted me on this, right? It's another reason why I'm restarting my YouTube channel through this challenge this week, because I was asking God to do all this great stuff, and God said, wait, you ain't taking care of what I've already given you, right? But this is a big one, right? Your business and your finance. God, send me more business. I got a business. I need you to send me more customers. Send me more people that can buy my products. And God is saying, how serious you already taking what I gave you? I tell you what, I got you. The new customers, the thousands of followers, the tens of thousands of dollars of revenue a month that you're going to pull in for your business. That's the Swiss cake roll. I got you. But here's what we're going to do. Take them 5 little customers you got and develop them. Take them 5 little orders you done got over the last 60 days and build on that. That's the dinner before the Swiss cake roll. So there's it. Talk to your current customers like you got some sense. Sister Ashley, don't come on here acting like them. Instagram is the comedy church. Don't come on here, Sister Ashley. I'm going to tell you, go back to Facebook. Don't come back over here acting like them. That is not you, Sister Ashley. Don't do it. You're being negatively influenced, right? But I'm serious, right? God, give me more money. And God is saying, listen, take what I've given you and make that work. Make that work. Y'all have heard my story many times. I've shared my story many times. I've walked away from jobs. I've taken $40,000, $45,000 pay cuts. I've taken $40,000, $45,000 pay cuts from jobs that paid me well to go do what I really like to do, what my passion really was. And God always made the money up. But let me tell you what he did in the interim. While I took that cut, when I took that $45,000 pay cut, let me tell you something else he did. He taught me how to make it with a little bit. So then when I made that money back, watch, he taught me how to make it with a little bit. So when I made that money back, I was good either way. Having the extra money is a bonus. I know what it is to make it $45,000 less on my salary. This ain't nothing. So I'm grateful for the promotion. I'm grateful for more. I'm grateful to have regained what I lost, but do understand that if I have to lose again, I'm going to be all right. And see, many of us are missing that lesson. We're asking God to do more. We're asking God to give us more. We're asking God to make more happen. We're asking God to do all of these things. And God is saying, listen, I got you. Swiss cake roll, I got you. But listen, you got to eat dinner first. You got to do your homework first. There's some other boxes many of you have to check before God gives you the Swiss cake roll. I did not mean to turn this into a Swiss cake roll message, but I hope it's making sense. There are many other boxes you got to check before God gives you the Swiss cake roll. The oatmeal cream pie. Let me tell you something. Y'all want to know a fat dessert idea? So yeah, y'all got me talking about food and I'm getting hungry. Y'all want to know a fat dessert idea? When I'm on my cheat days, I cheat half a day Saturday and I cheat all day Sunday, and then I'm strict Monday through Saturday morning. I try to do that to keep it in the road. Let me tell you a fat cheat idea. Listen, I know it's crazy, Elder. It be like that. A fat cheat idea is this. Oatmeal cream. I told y'all, you knew where I was going. Get you some Breyers ice cream. Get you some Breyers ice cream. Breyers ought to be paying me for this. Somebody ought to tag them so they can put some money on this broadcast. Get you some Breyers ice cream. It can be vanilla or it can be the chocolate swirl kind. Take you some oatmeal cookies, crumble it up and put it on the ice cream. Crumble it up and put it on the ice cream, and then take you some Hershey syrup and put it on top. Bluebell good too. I'm with you. Bluebell good. Let me tell you something. Pastor will have you fat. It's the truth. Meanwhile, I'm working out twice a day to make sure I don't get there. Huh? I will have you fat fooling with me. Now, shameless plug, Elder Misty, you probably know on Instagram, Bald and Sassy _ Diva is her score. She is a chef. She has a great show that comes on every week where she talks about, gives great chef ideas. Follow her on Instagram. She gives great chef ideas on ways you can eat in a healthy way. And so she cuts a lot of this fat stuff out that I'm talking about. So definitely go follow her show. If you want to be on the straight and narrow from Monday through Saturday morning. But if you like pasta, and if you like pasta and you got a cheat day, I cheat half a day Saturday, and I can barely eat 2 pieces of pizza. I tried to eat 2 pieces of pizza yesterday and can barely get through it. Because when you change your diet, it's hard to cheat sometimes. And if you know that, if you understand that, you understand that, right? It's hard to cheat sometimes. Oh Lord, I forgot Bunch on here. She another chef. She the dessert queen. She makes all of my birthday cakes. Y'all may have seen me post them before. I mean, we got a lot of opportunities for you to be real fat if you want to be fat. But if you want to cheat, a cheat dessert, get you some Breyers or Bluebell ice cream, put it in a bowl, break up some oatmeal cookies, put you some Hershey syrup on the top, and listen, it will change your life. Anyway, I didn't mean to get that sidetracked. Y'all see how easy it is for me to get sidetracked. But this is good, right? So I want you to put this in the comments. This is important. Yeah, we eat over here. Rehab eat now. But I need Rehab to work out. Pastor believe in eating. Pastor also believe in working out. Y'all know I'm big on this. Now, you got to take care of your body. And I mean this. Don't y'all put this on me. Don't y'all say Pastor made me gain weight. Pastor made me do all that. No, I didn't. Pastor eat. But see, y'all be eating and go to sleep. I eat and I go ahead and do some sit-ups. Okay? So don't y'all put this on me. All right? Now, here's the thing. I want you to record this in the comments right quick. Real quick. We obviously ain't going to finish this week, so it's going to be a part 3. I'm sorry. I hope y'all are okay with the part 3. If you are, put it in the comments. Just say part 3, and we got you. But this is important because this is such a powerful message. We ain't getting clarity concerning the new things in our lives because we don't have clarity in the old spaces, right? We're not getting clarity concerning where God has taken us because we don't have clarity where we are right now. And God wants to make where you are make sense so that when he brings you to where he's taking you, that really makes sense, okay? But I want you to record this. Record this after you put in part 3 if that's what you want. Yeah, that's right, Brother Dwayne. We got that too. We got folk in the church that work out. I mean, this is all kinds of stuff. Anyway, y'all remember Pastor made us eat salad at church. Stop, Bunch. Don't y'all. I'm about to shut down the Instagram chat. Stop telling stuff. Bunch, I'm going to hurt you. Bunch, I am going to lay you out, Bunch. I'm so tickled. Oh, God. All this shouting and eating oatmeal cut. Look, we need a salad sometimes. I'm serious. I eat salads almost every day. But some of y'all need to eat a salad sometimes. But anyway, I'm not going to go this. I want you to record this. I'm getting so sidetracked. All right, I need you to record this because I got to reel this in, y'all. I'm losing it. I want you to record this in the comments right now. God is moving me from a season called confusion to a place called clarity. All right. And then we're going to move to the next point. God is moving me from a season called confusion to a place called clarity. I want you to put in the comments right now. This is important. And if you journal like me, I hope you journal. I journal every day. I want you to, if you don't journal, I want you to get into journaling because many of these nuggets, as you're taking notes in the comments, you're typing them and you're writing. I know members that have their laptops and they write in the comments and then they're writing in their notebook at the same time. This is important. These are nuggets I want you to remember as you're going through your week because again, let me tell you what the devil's job is. And the devil, he's something else. You're going to hear this word today and what's going to happen? Later on today, tomorrow when you get to work, what's going to happen? You're going to get the exact opposite show up in your life. And the exact opposite has to come to test that you really believe what you're saying. To test that you really believe what you're doing, right? And so I want you to write in the comments right now, record it in your journal if you need to. God is moving me from a season called confusion to a place called clarity. That's what I'm really believing God for you. That's what I'm really praying to God for your life. Not that he give you more money, not that he gives you better relationships, that he send you your dream bae, none of that. My prayer is that God gives you clarity while you single. Listen to me. My prayer is that he gives you clarity while you're single so that you can fix the stuff you need to be fixing so that when Mr. or Miss show up, you spot them, you know who they are, and you prepare to receive them. My prayer is not that God just drops the new job on you, but that he gives you clarity in this raggedy job you can't stand. In this raggedy job you working every day, that he gives you clarity in that job. So when the new job shows up, you walk in there and you ain't broken. You ain't hurt. You ain't damaged goods, right? Many of us be asking God for stuff and stuff be showing up and we be trying to go get it, but you damaged goods. You got healed in the last season. And God is saying, I want to heal you in this season. Stop asking me for a new season and let me heal you in this one. Y'all, stop asking God for a new season and ask him to heal you in the season you're in. Write it down. Stop asking God for a new season and ask him to heal you in the season that you're in. Are y'all listening to the old man? Stop asking him for a new season. God, heal me where I'm at. Okay, so that when you get the new season, you're not moving to that place of clarity broken. You ain't moving to that place of clarity hurt. You ain't moving to that place of clarity needing to be delivered with a T. You're not moving to that place of clarity all confused. You're moving to that place of clarity and you whole. Your finances are whole. Whatever it is that you need him to make whole in your life, it's all whole, right? And so this is so important. Now, I got time for about 2 more points. I got to hurry this up. All right. So in verses 3 through 4, Isaiah chapter 43, verses 3 through 4. First, Isaiah reminds them, listen, because you belong to me, I'm going to call you by name. It ain't going to be no confusion. You're going to know I'm the one that has you because I'm going to speak directly to you because my plans for you are intentional, right? We talked about that. All right. Now, not only does he say that, then he shifts us. In verse 3 through 4, he then tells Israel this. He says, I'm going to hand over people in place of your life. Okay? In verse 3 through 4, and again, I told you I'm going to summarize these. I'm not going to read it. I don't have time to read these today. But he says in verse 3 through 4, I'm going to hand over people in place of your life, right? And so instead of you thinking you're going to lose your life, instead of you thinking you're going to lose everything that you have, he's going to hand over people in place of your life. I want you to record this right now. And this is how you know God's really got you. When you're in bad seasons, when you're in difficult seasons, when you're in rough seasons, when you're in seasons where stuff doesn't make sense, let me tell you how you know God got you. You ready? One way you know God got you for sure when you're in a rough season is this. When the things that should have happened to you only happen around you. When the things that should have happened to you only happen around you. You want to know if God got your back in a rough season? Let me explain. When the stuff that should have happened to you in that season is only happening around you, that means God got you. When the stuff that should have happened to you is only happening around you, that means God got you. Y'all, forgive me. If you've been in my broadcast any other time, you know I even take notes too, because I'm giving y'all notes and then stuff be dropping to me, right? In other words, so I don't just teach to y'all, I teach to myself. This is so good. You know you are covered. I love it. Covered. I know you are protected. You know you are shielded when you are in rough seasons and the stuff that really should be happening to you, it's just happening around you. Right? I am a certified note taker. I don't tell y'all to do something I don't. I'm certified. You've got to go back and watch this replay. I've dropped so many nuggets and you're going to get more clarity going back and watching this again. But you know God is with you when things are happening around you that should be happening to you. This is a sign that God is covering. This is why it's so important that we are covered under God, right? We hear the verse in the church so much, and I want to just take a second or two to explain this. I don't want to spend a lot of time here. I want to take a second or two to explain this. We talk about the verse, and many of you may have heard the verse in church, when I see the blood, I will pass over, right? And people see that. If you haven't grown up in church, you hear that like, how God going to use blood and cover us in blood? That sounds gross, right? But I want to explain this, and this is important. It is his sacrifice for our life that covers us, right? It is his sacrifice for our life that covers us. And this is why it's important to be protected by God. When you are protected by God, it is his sacrifice through his son Jesus that protects us. It is his sacrifice through his son Jesus that protects us. So when I talk about Romans 10:9, if you confess with your mouth, believe with your heart that Jesus Christ is who he is, did what he did for your life, you are saved. When you say I'm saved, you're saying that through God's sacrifice of his son Jesus, the shedding of Jesus' blood covers my life. I'm trying to explain cover. This is covering 101 for dummies. All right. His sacrifice, Jesus' shedding of his blood, his sacrifice serves as a covering of protection over our lives, right? Which is why it ain't important that you're perfect. You ain't got to be perfect to be covered. You don't have to be perfect to be covered. All you have to do is acknowledge that Jesus did it for you. You have to accept him into your life so that he can continue to cover you. He reigns on the just and the unjust. So we know you ain't got to be perfect. All you have to do is acknowledge the sacrifice that he made for your life. And so covering is so important, because when you're covered, then you go through seasons. Watch. Woo! You go through seasons where people die in stuff that you live to testify about. Can I help some of y'all? Watch this. Some of you are going to live to testify about stuff that people died in. Are y'all listening to me? Some of you are going to live to testify about the stuff that people died in. The same thing that other people died in. Are y'all writing this down? Are y'all typing this? Or is everybody shouting in their living room? Some of you are going to live to testify about stuff you should have died in. Watch, that other people actually did. Other folk grew up without their parents and they didn't make it. You came out, and not only did you come out, you lived to testify about it, and you live in a great life. Some of you went through an abusive relationship that other people were killed in. You live to testify about it so that you can help somebody else. Some of you were so depressed that you thought you were going to die. You survived the depression that took other people's lives, and you live to testify about it to help somebody else. Don't you ever forget that when God has covered you, that means he's protected you. And if he is protecting you, it don't mean you might not get nicked up. You might get a bruise here or there. You might get a cut here or there. But let me tell you something. When you come out of it, not only are you not going to look like what you've been through, you're going to come out of it with a testimony that other people will never have because they never survived it. Ever wondered why? Ever wondered why other people went through the same thing you went through and their life went that way and your life went that way? I got the answer. It's because you were covered. The answer is because you were covered. The reason why your life went that way and their life went that way and y'all experienced the same thing is because God knows your name. You're his. You belong to him. When you said, listen, Jesus, I'm riding with you because I'm riding with the fact that you did what you did for me and I received you in my life. He covered you. And with that covering, you can go through the same thing folk that ain't covered go through, and their lives end up in turmoil, and your life ends up coming out for the better. I want you, I like that, Carlos. You just started something here. I want you, if you know you covered in this, watch it, not this season, forget that. If you know you covered in every season of your life, I want you to type in the comments right now, I'm covered. Come on, come on. You're going to leave here to, encouraged today. I want you to put in the comments right now, I'm covered. Come on, hurry. I'm covered. I'm covered. I'm hurting, but I'm covered. I'm confused, but I'm covered. I don't like where I am, but I'm covered. Can't stand the people I got to see tomorrow at my job, but I'm covered. Don't like my status right now, but I'm covered. Relationship rocky, I'm covered. Marriage going through challenges, I'm covered. Business struggling, I'm covered. Yeah, this is an organ. This would be a good hoop time. Some of y'all don't know, Pastor likes to hold his ear and scream sometimes, and I would be screaming. I'm covered. Come on, put in the comments. I'm covered. You have to tell yourself that this week, because I can't promise you that your week won't get rough. It might. I can't promise you that situations might hurt your feelings, might not hurt your feelings this week. They might. I can't promise you that circumstances may not line up the way you want them to, because they might not. But one thing I can promise you is that you covered. And when you know you covered, yeah, crawl on the floor, walk seats, kick my shoes off. Y'all have no idea. And I'm telling y'all, the hoop got stronger. Y'all just wait. I'm covered. I'm covered. You have to remind yourself this week. When things get hard this week, I don't want to hear no complaining from nobody on this live or watching this replay. I don't want to hear no complaining. When things get rough, I need your response to be, I'm covered. Relax. I'm covered. Relax. I'm covered. That's all you need to be saying. That's it. I'm covered. Relax. I'm covered. And if you do that, I'm telling you, you're going to learn that the stuff that should have happened to you, you're going to look up and people around you are going to be in similar situations. And then your mindset, when you embrace this concept, you will look up and you will see other people in the same situation going through different outcomes, right? So they are in the same situation, but they are experiencing different outcomes. And when you see that, you're going to go from complaining and say, to saying I'm covered. And after you do that, you're going to go from complaining to being grateful. Let me tell you how this thing has corrected me. I like that, Sister Ashley. That's what you've got to put that in your phone, put it in the notes section, put it as a reminder. You can set a reminder on your phone to have certain things pop up at certain times. You ought to set, if you want to be real creative, go on your phone, set a reminder, an alarm for you every 4 hours to have your phone go off and it say, relax, I'm covered. Because you might get tired of hearing your voice. You might need to read it. But this thing is powerful because when you change that mindset, then you go from complaining to being grateful. Let me tell you how this phrase has changed me. Let me tell you how saying I'm covered has changed me. Let me tell you how saying relax has changed me. It has made me go from, man, I can't stand where I am. I can't stand what I'm dealing with. I can't stand what happened to me. I can't stand what's going on with me. It has made me move from that to, wow, I'm really grateful for what I got. I'm really grateful that things are as well as they are. I'm really thankful that I do have what I have. I'm really grateful that things are as well as they can be. You shift from complaining to gratitude. And let me tell y'all something. This is the last point I'm giving you. I got to shut my laptop because I'm going to be late. This is the last point I'm giving you. When you shift from complaining to gratitude, when you operate in gratitude, gratitude positions you to receive more. I'm telling you, if you want more money, be grateful for the money you got. If you want more friends, be grateful for the friends you got. And be careful with that one, because I just believe you don't need a whole lot of friends, but whatever. If you want more friends, be grateful for the ones you got. You want a better job? I know, but Dr. Zeb, I can't stand this job. I get it. Dr. Zeb, this job's so ghetto. I understand. But you know what? You want a better job? Be grateful for the job you got. When you shift from complaining to gratitude, it sends a signal to God, I'm ready for more. You don't get more by begging. You don't get more by Feliciaing God, by pulling a Felicia on God. You don't get more that way. You get more by saying, God, I'm just grateful for this position that I'm in. I'm grateful for the position that I'm in. Some days ain't the best. Some days I'm about to lose my mind. But I'm grateful for the position you have me in, and I appreciate you for covering me where I am. I'm going to relax. I'm going to learn the lessons I need to learn where I am. I'm going to make the best of the moment that I'm in. And when you start doing that, it sends a signal. Uh-oh, he ready for more. He ready for a new job. He ready for a new relationship. He ready for new business clients. He ready for his business to explode. He ready to sell 50 products a day. Your things will take off when you start being grateful for the moment that you're in. You got to show gratitude in the present. You want a blessed future, you got to show gratitude in the present. Listen, y'all, I ain't out of word. I'm out of time. Did this bless anybody today? This bless anybody today? I hate I had to cut this off. This bless anybody today? You've got to learn how to be grateful in the moment. Y'all stop complaining so much. Stop all this doggone complaining. God fix this, do this, move this, change this, shift this, get this out the way, get them out the way, move this person. Y'all stop all that doggone complaining and just be grateful where you are. Embrace that gratitude in the moment. If you on, and many of you have already reached out to me, Dr. Zeb, I'm gonna be on the 28-day challenge. I've got a video releasing about that this afternoon. And I spent some time talking about gratitude. You're going to hear me for the next 28 days on my personal channel talk a lot about gratitude. You got to learn how to be grateful where you are. You want God to fix all of this stuff. Be grateful in the moment. Be grateful in the moment. Be grateful where you are. Be grateful where you are. And if you get grateful where you are, I'm telling you, God starts making tremendous things happen in your life. Listen, y'all. I'm out of time. I'm not out of work. I gotta stop. I hope this message, if it bless you, I want to see you fill up with hearts. If this message bless you, let me know that it did. Because I'm telling you, I don't want to hear none of y'all complaining this week. Ain't gonna be no. That's from me all the way down. Okay? Because y'all talking about this word was for you, was for me too. This was a reminder that I need to stop all this doggone complaining. All right. If you're gonna talk about the week being ghetto, let it be a joke. Right? That's it. Don't be seriously walking around here complaining and frowning about your week and what you're dealing with. Stop all this complaining and relax where you are. Relax where you are. Okay? You've got to relax where you are and learn how to say, I'm covered. Right? And when you do that, things are going to get better. Listen, I want to pray for you really quickly. Every single morning, I get up 4:40 in the morning. I get up 4:40 in the morning. Before I work out, first thing I do is pray. I get on my knees and I pray over your prayer requests. If you got a prayer request today that you want me to pray for, especially after a message like this, I need you to type it in the comments now. I want to pray for you. I want to pray for you this week. While you're sleeping, I'm up. I pray over your request, pray over my life. I work out and I start and get into my day. And this is a routine that I do every single day. So I want to pray for you. If you've got a prayer request, something that I can pray for, I want you to type it in the comments now. Pastor, how are you going to see it? Well, I always go back and watch the replay. I do. And sometimes I'll watch the whole message. Sometimes I'll fast forward to the end. Today, I'll be watching the whole message because I need to go back and listen to this again myself. All right, because this is a word for me too. Right? But I go and I fast forward at minimum to the comments, this portion, so that I can know what I'm praying for this week. I want to see your face. I want to see your prayer requests. These faces, these images, these requests always run through my mind as I'm praying for you at 4:40 in the morning. And I want to pray for you this week. If you've got a prayer request, type it in the comments right now, quickly. I'll give you 30 seconds. They're rolling on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Type in your prayer requests really quickly because this week I want to pray for you. If you've got a prayer request that we cannot read, I have people that email me every week with prayer requests that are very personal, that with situations that are very personal. You can email your prayer request to info@rehabcc.org. info@rehabcc.org. Look at this. I just got a notification on one of my devices that says the strange joy of waking up every morning at 4 a.m. That just literally popped up on my screen. It said it was a story by the New York Times. The strange joy of waking up every morning at 4 a.m. I literally just said this. You start manifesting and pulling into your life according to where you are in the present. I'm telling y'all, if you want great things to happen, I ain't going to get sidetracked, but if y'all want great things to happen, you got to start embracing where you are. See, Michelle said she got it too. I ain't making this up. It said getting up or taking a jog or walk or something. I know I ain't seeing things. I saw that thing just pop through. Right. So if you got a prayer request, something that's too personal that cannot be seen on the broadcast, you can email it to info@rehabcc.org. Put in the subject line prayer request. All right. Put in the subject line prayer request. And we want to pray for you. All right. That prayer request, that email will get routed to my email address. I'll see it and I'll make sure that I respond to it. All right. But I want you to type in your prayer request really quickly because we want to pray over you. All right. We want to pray for you. I know this is a powerful word. You may even want to sow seed now. You can do that. I don't care. But I want to pray for you because I believe in the power of prayer. Do me a favor. Connect your hands like this as a sign and symbol of faith. We do it every single week. As if we are in a physical place holding hands. I want you to connect your hands like this as a sign and symbol of faith. Because I want to pray for you. All right. I want to pray for you. All right. Connect your hands like this as a sign and symbol of faith right where you are. Unless you're driving, keep your hands on the steering wheel. Unless you want to pull over. All right. But I want you to connect your hands like this as a sign and symbol of faith because I'm getting ready to pray for every prayer request that's come across this broadcast that's been emailed to our inbox. Let's pray. Father, in Jesus' name, I thank you today for your word. Thank you for this time of sharing you've given us. I pray that something was said that has challenged somebody, that has encouraged somebody, that has caused somebody to take a second look at their lives, to look at their lives and their present situation in a different way, and that has helped them to come to a resolve about where they are. God, we ain't satisfied with where we are, but God, we have contentment with where we are. Help us to be content where we are. Help us to relax where we are, to know that we are covered where we are, so that you can give us clarity where we are, so that we prepare for where we're going. I thank you, God, for being an awesome God and speaking to our hearts today through this word. Now, God, do me a personal favor. Every prayer request that's been typed on this line, every prayer request that's been emailed to our inbox, I ask, God, that you would now answer the prayers of your people, that you would make ways as only you can, that you would open doors as only you can, that you would meet needs as only you can, that you would heal bodies as only you can, that you would bring about clarity as only you can, that you would bring about peace as only you can, that you would open up new career doors as only you can, that you would fix financial turmoil as only you can, that you would heal broken hearts as only you can, that you would mend relationships as only you can, that you would send new relationships as only you can. God, answer the prayers of your people. And God, while you're answering those prayers, teach us, God, to be patient while we wait on you. Teach us, God, to be satisfied in the moment we're in while we wait on you for the new moment that's coming. And God, we will continue to give your name the glory, honor, and praise in Jesus' name. Amen. Do me a favor. I want you to type in the comments quickly. It is so. Do it quickly. It is so. It is so. Every time you say the word amen, the word amen in the Greek translates to it is so. Every time you say amen, you're simply saying it is so, which is why you got to be careful of what you say amen to. I don't say amen to everything because I don't receive everything. But every time you say amen, you're simply saying it is so. I want you to type in the comments now. If you prayed that prayer of faith with me, I want you to type in the comments now. It is so. It is so. It is so. Quickly. It is so. It is so. God's answering every single prayer I typed in this comment today. God's answering every single prayer that I emailed in. God's answering every single prayer that's in my heart that I didn't have the courage to type today. I'm praying for you too. It is so. God's going to answer your prayer. He's going to make ways as only he can. Now, if you want to be saved, maybe you listen to this broadcast today and you want to dedicate your life to Christ. I want to challenge you right now. Again, I said it earlier in the broadcast. Romans 10:9 tells us that if we confess with our mouths, if we believe with our hearts that Jesus Christ did what he did for us, we are saved. And listen, there is literally no better time in your life to dedicate your life to Christ than right now. It doesn't mean you're going to be perfect. This ain't the place. If you're looking for a Jesus that wants you to be perfect when you dedicate your life, this ain't the one, right? Because the prerequisite to being saved is not perfection. The prerequisite to being saved is confession. You've got to be willing to say that I serve a God. There is a God that died on the cross for my sins and made it possible for me to live a better life. It's that simple. And Romans 10:9 tells us, if you want to be saved, I don't care where you're watching. If you're in the pool, I want you to get out the water. If you're at brunch, I want you to put down the bacon. If you're driving, this is one time I want you to pull over. If you're in the bed, I want you to sit up in the bed. Because if you want to be saved, I want you to repeat this prayer of faith with me. And after you repeat this prayer, God is going to save you right here, right now, right where you are. Listen, you want to be saved? Say this with me. I'm a sinner. I'm not perfect. I've made some mistakes. I have some flaws, and I even have some failures. But I do believe that Jesus Christ was born of a virgin, lived on this earth just like I'm living. He suffered, bled, and died on the cross. And 3 days later, rose again for my sins. Because he lives, I can live, and I am saved. My friends, if you prayed that prayer of faith, I want to welcome you to the royal family of Jesus Christ. It's that simple. Today, you have given your life back to him. You can now declare that you are saved, and I'm excited for you. In fact, do me a favor. If you prayed that prayer of faith, if you're watching live or watching the replay, I want you to type in the comments, #salvation. Let us know you did it. Not so we can be nosy, but so we can celebrate God with you, right? Ain't no need of you celebrating and joining the largest family in the world. The family of Jesus Christ is the largest family in the world. There's no need of you joining that family and us not being happy for you today. You prayed that prayer of faith. I want you to put in the comments, #salvation. And I want you to know we are excited for you. Now, find you a church home somewhere. I don't care where you are. Don't care where you live. Don't care where you're stationed. I want you to find you a church home somewhere where you can dedicate your time, your talent, and your treasure to that ministry. I want you to be a part of a church where you can continue to grow in your faith, where you can continue to hear a word, a practical word that you can apply to your life to make your life better each and every day. I don't care where you are. Go find that Bible-believing, Bible-teaching word that believes in empowering the lives of other believers and non-believers especially, and go find that ministry. Maybe you're tuned in today and you like this broadcast and you like the Rehab Christian Center. You've never heard teaching like this. You've never heard the word of God explained in such a clear way, and you want to be a part of our ministry. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter where you live. If you live in the Triad area where our church is, if you live in LA, it doesn't matter. You can be a part of our ministry. We are blessed to have in-person and virtual members literally all across the country. And I would love to welcome you to the nicest church on the planet. It ain't the largest one. It ain't the biggest one. It ain't the loudest one, but it is the nicest church on the planet. And that's all that matters to me. If you want to be a part of our ministry, do me a favor. Just type in the comments now, #membership. And one of our faithful moderators, I'm sure you see so many people moderating on each of our networks. One of our faithful moderators will see that you've recorded that, reach out to you, get your contact information, and you're a member. It's that simple. We will, as we go to our hybrid format in April, that's our prayer. In April, as we go to that hybrid format, we will always remain virtual, second and fourth Sundays. And so you will never be disconnected. And we're even working to try to stream our first and third so that you can see, if you live in LA, you can see us live in a building, but you can also see us in your home, in our homes on second and fourth Sunday. We are really doing ministry in an innovative way. God has called me not to be like everybody else. He's called me to be a trailblazer in this space. And that's what I'm trying to do. And so we would love to have you as a part of our ministry. Just simply put #membership in the comments. And one of our faithful moderators will reach out to you, get some information, and we'll be good to go there. Listen, I want to challenge you quickly to give. I got 2 minutes. I want to challenge you quickly to give. If this message, if this ministry has been a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to give today. There are 3 ways you can be a blessing back to us. We are a tithing giving church. In less than 7 years, we fed over 20,000 people with less than 250 members. with nothing but tithes and offering. We believe in giving back. And so I want to challenge you to give today. It is your tithes and offering that helps us to continue to operate in ministry, but also, especially at this time, prepares us to get back into the building with all the technology and equipment and other needs we will have to continue to offer superior ministry to you. If this ministry, if this broadcast has been a blessing to you, I want to challenge you to give. You can give one of three ways. You can give via CashAPP, $REHABCCGIVE. That's CashAPP, $REHABCCGIVE. You can give through our website, www.rehabcc.org, and choose online giving. That's www.rehabcc.org and choose online giving. Or you can text REHABWORKS. Text REHABWORKS to 88202. That's REHABWORKS to 88202. And right to your cell phone, you'll see a prompt. Click on that link, and you can give right from your cell phone. Again, CashAPP, $REHABCCGIVE. Our website, www.rehabcc.org, and simply choose online giving. Or you can text REHABWORKS. Text REHABWORKS to 88202. And right to your cell phone, you'll see a prompt. Follow that prompt, and you can give right from your phone. And I promise you, God will bless you. How? Good measure, pressed down, shaking together, running over. He'll send people to be a blessing into your life because of how you blessed us. Listen, y'all, I'm out of time, not out of word. Go back and watch this broadcast again. Make sure you tag 5 people, tell them to tune in. And I'm going to make plans to see you this Tuesday, 8:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 8:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here for our Bible study. We call Bible study Life Study. And we'll see you right here Tuesday for Life Study at 8:08 p.m. Eastern Time. And I'll be here with a powerful word on impatience for you. And I cannot wait to share it with you. And we can't wait to see you Tuesday. All right. I love you guys. I'm praying for you. I'm rooting for you. I want you to have a fantastic week. Continue to pray for me. And I will see you this Tuesday, 8:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Love you guys. Peace and blessings.
Thank you for watching the Rehab Christian Center live experience. If this broadcast has been a blessing to you and you would like to be a blessing to our leader, Dr. Zeb Talley III, you can sow a seed into his ministry by CashAPP at $Pastor ZT3. It is our prayer that this message of hope encouraged, enlightened, and empowered you to be better. Please tune in Tuesday at 7:08 p.m. for our life study experience. And as always, be blessed and have a wonderful week.